Okay, we've hit record. Daniela, welcome to Taking Deep Breath podcast. How are you doing, first of all?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Very excited to get stuck in. So, for the viewers and listeners, one of the many hats that I wear as a breath coach is I'm very proud to be a master instructor for the Oxygen Advantage, as is Daniela. And we're going to interview Daniela today and talk a lot about her background. But before we do, one of the big reasons we've come together for this breathcast is we are doing some instructor training in London on the 20th and 21st of May. So depending on when this podcast goes out, about a month from now. It's very, very limited. It's like 10 and 15 people max. It's 2 days with both of us. And we're going to teach you to become a breathwork instructor like we are, which is very, very cool. So Danny, where is it? Maybe give a bit about the location and all that sort of jazz.
So it'll be located at Green Rooms Hotel in Wood Green, a really beautiful venue. We have a nice big room, so there's lots of space to do a bit of yoga as well, as I'm a yoga teacher, and I like to combine the oxygen advantage within my yoga teachings. But yeah, that's where it is.
Cool. So we're going to talk a bit more about that as we go through the podcast, but we wanted to just get that up early because it is very limited. So if you are in the UK or can get to the UK for the 20th, 21st of May, it's going to be 2 full days there and then another day on Zoom a little bit later. Access to all the stuff Patrick McKeown's taught, and you get 2 days with us. It's £1,495, which is around $1,800, and that will get you basically everything you need to become a breathwork coach. If you're looking to change your career and or add to it, this could be the thing for you. So the link's down below. So really it's first come, first serve, because once we're full, it's not like an online event where we can take like 50 people, 100 people on. It's 15 people, and that's the room and everything is set up for that. So we'll come back to that anyway, but I want to get stuck into the conversation. So thank you for coming on the Breathcast. You mentioned yoga just then as well. I should just say for people, we met in Ireland last year, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was very
Patrick's
cool.
house. Yeah, learning to breathe with all these other wonderful people. Let's talk about yoga first. What got you into yoga?
Well, I used to dance up until the age of 18, and I had like two pathways: go to dance school or art school. I chose art school. And I still sort of had the urge to dance. I missed dancing, but I didn't really get to any dance classes at the university I was at. So I started yoga, and it was sort of a similar way of moving my body. And I connected with yoga so much, and I became a teacher sort of maybe 6 years after. Um, and after becoming a yoga teacher, I was fascinated by the breath. And I wanted to learn more about the breath. And I just constantly research. Um, and probably after like 2 years of research, I found Patrick and the Buteyko method. Um, and then through studying his works, I then arrived at the oxygen advantage. I was like, okay, I definitely need to implement this within my yoga classes. Became an oxygen advantage instructor, a master oxygen advantage instructor. And then my sisters, so slight jump. My sisters had children, and a couple of them were suffering badly with reflux, breastfeeding, and a couple of them were tongue-tied. And this led me to do loads more research. So researching, and I came to something called myofunctional therapy. So I studied with someone, a very amazing lady, Sarah Hornsby, online, and did a myofunctional therapy course. Now, I can't facilitate myofunctional therapy yet, because I need to either do a course in like a dental nurse course or a speech and language therapist course. So I'm exploring the two options because I would like to practice myofunctional therapy. But I still intertwine what I've learned within my yoga practice, and my breathwork practice as well.
Cool.
yeah, kind of an overview.
So I don't really know what myofunction. I mean, I've got a rough idea, but I wouldn't be able to really define it. So what does myofunction mean? What does myo mean? It's like an old Latin word. Where does that come from?
So essentially it means face function.
Okay.
And it's like physical therapy for your face, for the muscles of your mouth, and your face, your lips, your tongue.
Yeah.
So it has four main goals, and it's all fairly simple stuff. So the first goal is nasal breathing during the day and during the night, lip seal at rest and at night, correct tongue posture.
Yeah.
The tongue wants to be resting. I'll show you my little.
Oh, we've got a model. Ace.
The tongue wants to be resting to the roof of the mouth, the tip of the tongue on what is called the spot, and then the back of the tongue up towards the back of the palate. So correct tongue posture. And then the final goal is correct swallowing pattern. So the tongue, when we swallow, the tip of the tongue should stay at the spot. So this little part that I showed you. And then when we swallow, it should ripple back.
Cool. I'm going to bounce around a little bit. You'll get used to it. So I was doing some research the other day for a potential client that's got sleep apnea. I was like, okay, what can we do for that? Because a lot of it's physiological and all that stuff. And I came across a K sound swallow. Have you ever come across this? We make a K and do a swallow.
No, can you show me?
Okay, so it was like K, 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 K. And it's like a really hard swallow. And there's a few studies showing that what that's doing is it's like toughening all this up and not working the muscles here. So when stops the airway collapsing. So I know that's not really I suppose it is my functional degree. Yeah, I just came across this event, just like, oh, that's cool, because it's not something I've come across before. But there are some studies with that. The K is just right. It's really weird. K. I mean, yeah, like it's a real effort to swallow from the K.
Yeah.
We pull the anyway.
I know some throat strengthening exercises. We can do them after.
Let's do it. Yeah. Okay. So that's really interesting actually, because those four things you've just mentioned then, so nasal breathing, lip seal, tongue posture, correct swallow, that really is like also connected to the breath as well, isn't it? That's really fascinating.
Yeah, they work hand in hand.
Yeah.
So you need your breath re-education alongside these four goals.
So my tongue, I found out, is like too big for my mouth at the top. So my teeth are like that, and my tongue is like that, and it doesn't really fit. So it kind of sits in like that. Is there anything I can do about that other than getting like some surgery to expand my upper palate?
Yes. Well, it's not that your tongue's too big; it's your palate's too small.
Right.
So there are tools and instruments you can use to create a wider palate.
Yeah.
But even simple things. Have you heard of the Maya Munchie?
No.
That can slightly expand the palate, but that's mainly used for chewing to help strengthen the muscles of your face. And it increases saliva, which is obviously really good. Saliva has loads of really interesting jobs.
Oh, like what sort of things?
Well, it's anti-plaque, so it's great for the health of your teeth.
Yeah.
And it also has like it's a form of like I believe like not antiseptic, but I can't remember.
Got like healing properties, doesn't it? I remember like if you get a cut in the mouth, it always seems to heal like a lot quicker. Right.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, saliva. Okay, no, that's interesting. So we spoke about thinking island. So I've got quite a strong tongue tie. It's like really pulled forward. And then my little baby, who's only a few months old, he had a tongue tie. And I've told her this. We took him to the tongue tie lady. And she's like, oh, I'll do it straight away. And I was like, no. She told me about all the rest. I was like, no. We took him away again. And they were like, and I really had to like do some soul searching. I was like, I really wish I had mine done. And like she was saying like, okay, there's like a 1 in like 1,000 chance that's going to the hospital or something like that. And I was like, sod it, let's just do it, because he couldn't latch, he couldn't eat properly. He was making weird like sucking noises when he was trying to eat. It just wasn't good. So we took him back, and it was like I had to hold him while it happened. It was the simplest operation. She got the scissors, and it was literally just, and then she like put him straight on the boob to eat. And he was like, he cried for like a second, a little bit of blood went on the boob, stopped crying straight away. It was like, wow, that really. She said the problem is for me now, there's like blood vessels in there.
Blood supply, yeah.
Might have to go have a general anaesthetic. I was like, I don't. But then, like, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. I know you're still working in this area and still learning, but like, part of it's like, oh, I don't want to learn how to speak again. I don't want to go through the trauma of having unnecessary surgery if something goes wrong. But then on the flip side, I'm like, I get a lot of plaque at the bottom of my teeth because my tongue's pulled forward there. My gums are quite low and my posture's terrible because of it. So I'm always kind of weighing these two things. I'm like, is it worth it? And the other problem's like, never have surgery. And then, like, is it even really surgery? You know, and never have any unnecessary medical procedures unless it's like critical to your life. So I don't know if you can pick anything from that and share any thoughts.
Well, commonly now, they use a CO2 laser and you don't need stitches and it's done in seconds. And I think that's a lot better than how they used to do it. I think it's 100% worth doing. Especially for things like chronic pain and posture. Like if you leave that over a long period of time, like obviously you know what can happen. So I'd 100% do it. You're a dad now, you need to look after yourself. You need to be a good role model.
I do have a lot of back issues. I'm sure a lot of it's related to that tongue being pulled forward and pulling everything forward like that. So it's interesting. Everyone's saying that I'm just scared. I don't want to have a knife in my mouth. Well, yeah, that's interesting about that. I've heard about those lasers before, actually, about these little lasers that kind of go through and and then that's very good. So tell me about some of these like functional techniques that you've got. Like, is either like massaging inside the mouth, or what's going on with all that?
Yes, there is massage inside the mouth. There, a lot of the exercises include like strengthening the tongue, so the tongue is able to stay to the roof of the mouth. So one exercise is like a tongue slide. So you get the tip of the tongue and you basically draw it back towards the soft palate, draw it forwards again, and then you would repeat that for about 30 seconds. Another exercise, which is quite hard, tiring for the tongue, are tongue washes. So you would wash your teeth, the front of your teeth, with your tongue. So in like a circular motion, draw the tongue round and bring it back up without trying to move the jaw. But what I like to do is I try and like to do that exercise and add the breath holding exercise into it as well.
Interesting. Okay.
So you've got double whammy. Inhale, exhale. As you're holding your breath, you're doing your tongue washes one way, then the other way. Inhale, exhale.
That's cool.
So that will strengthen your tongue and your throat muscles. There's other exercises, cheek puffs. So you puff your cheeks full of air and move the air from left to right, holding the air in each cheek for about 5 seconds. And you try and do this for like 2 minutes. You go to the top lip and the bottom lip as well. But and the purpose of the exercise is to basically strengthen the lips, the floor of the mouth, the tongue, the throat, all to maintain the closed lips, open airway, and correct tongue posture.
What should we be doing with babies? Is there anything we should always, you don't get involved at that stage?
I'm not an expert, or I don't know too much about babies, but there are lots of things you can do. Exercises are adapted for babies, maybe before a tongue tie or after a tongue tie. There's something called the guppy stretch for a baby, and basically you're lying the baby on its back and then lifting the chin up. But I even do that with adults because it's a really nice way to release tension or restriction of the muscles and the soft tissue in the front of the neck, the throat, the jaw, and the tongue. But myofunctional therapy, if there is a tongue tie and it's going to get released, will prepare the tongue and the muscles before the release. And after the release, it will help maintain all those things you've worked on. So it's like having a knee operation and then having physiotherapy
Yeah,
afterwards.
makes sense. Yeah, I think they did actually tell us with the little one about putting your finger in the mouth and like doing stuff with the tongue out the south window actually. Any advice you've got for like tight jaws or like clenching jaws and like tension here?
Well, I think keeping the tongue to the roof of the mouth is obviously great, and we need to do it, but you can then release the jaw.
Yeah,
A nice soft sort of jaw and a slight gap between the teeth. But I think when you do clench the jaw, I try and tell people just focus on that palate suction.
yeah,
Relax.
yeah.
But there's obviously massage you can do.
Wow.
Massage
Okay.
and go in. You can see like a TMJ therapist.
Yeah.
Helps to release tension. They go inside the mouth.
Wow.
I've had it done before. It's pretty intense, but pretty amazing.
I might go for that actually. That's interesting. Yeah, because I do clench a lot. I've tried. I was somebody was teaching me yesterday actually about pulling the ears because
Oh,
that was
really?
releasing the jaw and then doing this and like giving it a stretch. She's like a
Yeah.
body worker, which is quite cool. That helps open my ears up actually. Cool. Okay, so that's really cool. So with my functional stuff, and we're going to be doing some of that in London. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Place. Cool. So we'll be my function up. Also, what made so with the Oxygen Advantage? What how has that like changed life? What are you doing? Like, are you doing talks about it now? Do you teach clients? Where do you use the OA in like your career?
Well, I don't stop talking about it, which may be an issue for some people. Uh, but yes, I do quite a lot of talks about it. I just did one at Shoreditch House last Bank Holiday Monday. I also teach a lot at a place called Birch Communities, like another members club. And I run lots of workshops, OA workshops. In all my yoga classes, I'm teaching the OA method. I call it a method, but it's the correct breathing pattern.
Yeah.
And I work with lots of one-to-one clients from varying different symptoms, as you do as well.
Yeah, it's a cool job, right? I do enjoy. I just had a client that I just finished a session with actually about an hour ago, and we've got someone. We've been tracking his measurements, which people will find out about if they come on the course, whether it's a bulk and the maximum breathless tests and stuff. And this guy's like doubled his scores in 6 weeks. That's just wow. And like he just got into it so much. Like I'd be like doing breathing with him, and I'd send some homework. He'd go off and he'd do it, and he'd come back and just a wonderful reminder of how quickly we can reverse any dysfunction. And we'll get, and anybody who's watched the channel for a while will know that I've been talking about it for bloody years now. But we're all breathing a little bit too quick, probably a little bit too upper chest, probably a little bit too much mouth, and it's causing like a load of chronic issues. But like the most wonderful thing is like how quickly you can reverse those things.
Yeah, and simply like when you get feedback like that, it is amazing.
Yes.
And I work with a lot of corporate companies as well, and when they're telling me their focus and their work rate is improving and they can get into a flow state, and it's life-changing. Like it's nice to give that to someone.
Yes.
You know what it feels like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love working with children as well, and teaching parents about it. So many things, like when it comes to child development, like for example, the way their face develops can be determined by the way they're breathing, swallowing, chewing. So yeah, that's sort of my passion lies there quite a lot, teaching parents and young adults as well, suffering with anxiety, panic attacks and things like that. Because like you say, like people can improve very quickly and you can give them the tools and they've got them for life.
Yeah. I was at a networking event this morning, and as soon as you just mention what you do, I always felt like, if you say like, I'll say this is an example, if you're into like classic car restoration, like only a small percentage of people go, oh, that's interesting, tell me about that. When I say that, I do breath work and breathing and stuff. We're all breathing, right? So everyone's got like a small interest in it. So I was like, what the hell is going on there? And so I always find like it's always a good conversation starter with almost almost anybody I speak to in like a sauna or anywhere, you can have like, "Oh, what's going on then?" And they'll know something. That and the most common thing I hear is, "Yeah, so it's nose in, mouth out, right?" And I'm like, "No," and then you have that conversation, and so yeah, always fascinated. What got you? I was trying to go back a little bit actually. What got you into dancing in the first place? Why was that part of your like your childhood?
I'd done it since I was like 3 years old.
Was it like a parents thing, or was it something you chose when you were like a little toddler?
My sisters did it, and I wanted to do it naturally. I think that's the way I learn, through
Yeah.
using my body, making things.
No.
I also make furniture. Um,
Yes.
I make a lot of furniture that aids correct posture. So
Yeah.
chairs that encourage kneeling, crouching. Um, I've also just created a prototype for the kneeling stool.
Yes.
So that will aid correct alignment, because we all know we're like that.
Yeah.
So if we can create a chair, that will help us, and it will look
Yep.
pretty as well.
That's
Win-win.
that's very cool. So, is there any advice you've got for somebody that's sitting in a chair like this? Do I need to get something that goes behind here to like prop me up a little bit? If I find that when I'm consciously thinking about it, I can kind of sit up straight, but it requires a lot of effort. But then over time, yeah, the shoulders will just come forward. So,
Yeah,
is there anything that I can do with this, or is this chair just never going to work and I need to get something else?
yeah. I'd sit on the floor with my hips elevated on a block. You can lift your hips a little bit. That can help align your spine.
Yes. Then,
But you know the answer. Strong diaphragm. It's going to support you, and you can sit up quite easily. Um, but yeah, standing desk.
That's what I've got. I'm just a bit lazy sometimes. I'm like, I need to wind the desk up. I'll turn a bit, so I need to get back. And got this little thing here. So
Nice.
yeah, I need to get back on starting. Um, cool. Okay, so let's talk a bit more about our event that's coming up then. So we met in Ireland like not quite a year ago, but it was a good probably 9 months ago now. It was like August, wasn't it? Something like that. So we decided to get together to do this. So this I've trained people online to become instructors. So this will be the first group one, which is really cool. So I thought we could just give people a bit of a flavour of what's going on. So it's 2 full days in London. I think we're starting at 9 or 10.
Yep.
Something like that. We'll confirm it all. I have no friends with me right now. It'll be meet and greet. It'll be coffees. We're going to sort all that jazz out, and then we're going to get straight into it. So it's going to be a real mix of theory and then practical. So we will be going through the Oxygen Advantage Bible, really. And I have to say, like, I've done a number of instructor courses now to do with breath work. This is the best in terms of everything that Patrick and team have put together. Like, it literally takes you through what to do with a client on like week 1. It says, all the exercises are in the front. So you've literally got like all the different exercises, like guides you through. There's even like a script, like the objective here is to do blah, blah, blah. And then you can literally go through. Begin by walking at a moderate pace with your mouth closed. As you walk, bring your body up, right? And it's like, it has it all here. And then what I love is like, you go into like week 1 and it's like, right, tell the client about these things, ask them these questions. Here is the form you need to complete. And then do exercise 2, 4, and 7. Give them exercise 2, 4, and 7 for homework, blah, 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 all that good stuff. So, like, I really believe, like, if you're looking for support into a new industry or you're looking to top up maybe a different breathwork instructor, like, this is just the thing, because you get so much if you're handheld and support it. And the other good thing is, like, you'll get both of us during but after, so we'll be there to support you. So I guess we haven't really finalised this yet, but I imagine we'll be jumping on Zoom with people every month or every couple of months, so they can ask us questions and all that good stuff. So really excited. What are you kind of looking forward to in the kind of time together?
I would encourage all yoga teachers to do the oxygen advantage
Interesting. Yeah.
training.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to showing you that side of things. In my opinion, many yoga teachers teach the breath work, teach breathing incorrectly. In my opinion, some people might not like that, but it really teaches you the foundations and how to breathe properly before you can do anything else.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really important as a yoga teacher. So I'm very excited to show that side of my teachings and how I
Definitely.
intertwine it into my yoga classes
But then,
and life, really.
yeah, so yoga instructors, personal trainers,
Yep.
well-being coaches, um, athletes, like really, like it's a course that's really accessible. Like when I did this course, this was like at the start of the pandemic. I had no background in any of this stuff. I've done some Wim Hof breathing. I've spent time with Wim Hof, but this was really my first foray into this. And actually, ironically, like unlike a lot of the OAs, because I was speaking to another OA coach today, Matt Bagwell, and it's not most of OAs have got like another string to their bones. Like, oh, I haven't. I'm 100% breath. I don't do anything else, which obviously is not a bad thing. That's just I've just gone deep in that niche. But I think that's the other thing is like you can come to this fresh. So you might be thinking, I want to be a breathwork instructor. This is the course to really do that. The science and the support is there. Or you might already be like physical therapist or yoga instructor. And you can come in and get this top up and have something additional to do with, like you say, like your yoga studio or your personal training clients or all these wonderful things. So no, I'm dead excited. So okay, so it's the 20th, 21st of May. The link is down below. Hurry up and get on the list because it's going to sell out really fast. It's $14.95, and you get access to both of us for 2 days. Have a lot of fun together. Maybe have a little drink, maybe on the first or second night. Have a little tipple or coffee with you as well, and just have some fun and just hang out. So I'm really looking forward to it. So anything else we've not covered off? Anything we will cover off?
I think when it comes to the training, we're a good team.
Yeah.
So we come from quite different backgrounds and
Right.
have different approaches. So
But
I think that's going to be very beneficial for people. But no, but I guess if people have any questions about the training, about us and how we're going to
yes,
deliver it,
good point.
yeah.
What I'll do is I will just pull up the website just so people can see what it all looks like as well. Still recording, aren't we? So if you head over to oxygenadvantage.com, and we'll put the link in down here as well, and you just scroll down from the top because these are in data order. You'll see a lovely picture of Danielle there and our event, and we'll just put the link straight in. Got Danielle's email address. Click the register button.
Why did they choose you, Matt? Oh, there you are.
Oh yeah. So there's a picture of both of us here. You're the start. So then it goes into dollars, just to let you know. It's gone to $2. Let's put that back down to $1. And so you literally just pay through the Oxygen Advantage. They'll take the credit card or debit card, and then you're on the course. And like I say, it's capped at 15 people. We want it to be intimate. We want people to be able to ask questions. It's going to be an intense 2 days because we've got a lot to cover. There'll be pre-work we'll give you. So the sooner you can get signed up, the sooner we can give you the pre-work. And if you want to have a conversation with us, got Danielle's email address there as well. Just fire us a note and we can either jump on Zoom with you or have a telephone call with you.
Absolutely.
Or, yeah. So very exciting. So yeah, first one of these, just over 4 weeks till it kicks in. So I'm going to publish this video straight away so you can all see what's kicking off. And I think that probably covers everything for now, doesn't it? So we're just looking forward to meeting you all. Yeah. So Daniel, thank you for sharing a bit of your backstory. I've got 3 cheesy questions I always finish my podcasts off with. Should come at you, and they are very cheesy. So the first one not too cheesy. So let's remove like the Oxygen Advantage book and all that. What book would you recommend to people if there was a book you wanted to recommend? What comes to mind?
A book called Gasp.
Could be anything. Gasp. Oh, that's interesting. Tell me about
read
that. No.
Airway. Sorry, I did a massive. Gasp. Airway Health by The Hidden Path to Wellness. I should remember. Dr. Michael Gleb.
Okay, lovely.
Is amazing.
Add that to your list. Thank you. And this one. Oh, hang on. We'll wait for Zoos catch up. Can you hear me okay? I think it's just caught up there. Cool. So that's Gasp by Michael Gleb. We said Dr. Michael Gleb? Cool.
Yep, Dr. Michael Gleb.
If you were stuck on a desert island and you could bring just one breathing technique with you, which one would it be and why?
Breathe light.
Breathe light. Nice. Yeah, the oxygen advantage, breathe light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great to join Desert Island. I'd feel pretty in paradise, I guess.
Yeah, just chilling out, breathing
Yeah,
slow. Yeah.
breathe light for sure.
Um, and what does breathing or breath work mean to you? If you had to define it for you personally, what does that mean? It's different for everyone.
It's so hard to define, but it's just re-educating people again to teach them our innate way of breathing, and everyone should know about it. Everyone should have access to it.
Right. Yeah.
It's difficult. The words around breath work and breathing, breath re-education, you don't really know how to
Yeah.
define it.
Yeah. It's very personal, isn't it? Everyone's got their own version of that. Yeah. So I always like the fact that that's something called like rebreathing. There's a
Yeah,
move called like rewilding. It's like
yeah.
rebreathing, like an interesting term as well. Okay, cool. One last thing we haven't mentioned to people actually is there is now the Oxygen Advantage app, which is out. It's
Yeah,
completely
yeah,
free. It's on Android and iOS. Trying to see if I can
amazing.
find what I'm showing now, so you know what to look for. And it's really good. Patrick McKeown has put a lot of money and time into this app. You can, you can see on my shirt where it looks like, you can see the logo, but the app's there. What's really cool about this is they've filmed all the breathing exercises that you would get in the trainer. So if you're a breathwork instructor, you can literally say to your client, get the app, and there's the exercise, which is incredible. And they'll also do your measurements as well. So you do your breath hold, lung capacity, lung health tests, bolt tests. It'll store all that in the app for you as well. So anybody watching this right now, you can go download that for free. It's there ready to go, which is really cool. And we'll link to that as well. Cool. Okay. I think that probably covers everything. So a couple of weeks to go. We look forward to seeing some of you on the thing. If you want to have a chat with us, please do so. And seriously, consider like the thought that with our training, you can then very quickly start to help people. You can start to work with your
Absolutely.
family and friends really quickly, and then you can start to get paid clients as well, which is beautiful. And people are very happy afterwards, and you start to get, when you get people's health better, when people can feel fitter, more energetic, sleep better, less back pain, all those good things, and you've been a part of that. It's really cool. So we hope you'll join us. Danielle, any final words?
No, I guess I'm just excited to our first training together.
Yeah,
And I look forward to it.
yeah, me too. Cool. All right, everybody, the links are down below. Give us a shout if you want to talk about it, and we look forward to seeing 15 of you in about 5 weeks' time. Cheers. Thanks, Danielle. Lovely.
Thank you.
Cheers.